know the name Ferrari. While the car is one of the most recognized in the world, many don't know much about the man behind its creation.
Hidden behind the walls of Maranello lies one of the automotive world's most closely guarded secrets. For over 80 years, Ferrari has operated under a veil of mystery that even the most dedicated enthusiasts have never been able to penetrate. But recently, a rare opportunity emerged that would change everything we thought we knew about the legendary Italian manufacturer. What they found inside Enzo Ferrari's old factory will shock you, and it's not what you think.
You have a man who was so precise, so exact in the factory.
It's fascinating.
This isn't about expensive cars or racing trophies. This is about something far more extraordinary, something that reveals the true genius behind the prancing horse emblem. From forbidden rooms that even employees can't access, to discoveries that challenge everything we know about automotive engineering, prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of Ferrari's most protected secrets. This is unbelievable, and you're about to see why. The Fortress of Secrets. Deep in the heart of Maranello, Italy, stands a facility unlike any other in the automotive world. Founded by Enzo Ferrari in 1947, the original Ferrari factory isn't just a production site, it's a fortress. For decades, it's operated under levels of secrecy more often seen in military installations than car companies. Ferrari's obsession with privacy isn't just policy, it's culture. While other manufacturers offer plant tours and media access, Ferrari shuts its doors. Cameras are banned, phones are confiscated, and even VIP guests are shown only carefully selected areas. Every hallway, every glimpse is tightly curated. But what they don't want you to see is where the story really begins. The Maranello complex spans more than 165,000 square meters, but it's the original core, the red brick buildings Enzo Ferrari once walked daily, that raise the most questions. From the outside, they seem simple, almost unremarkable. But behind those walls lies a network of sealed rooms, hidden workshops, and restricted archives, some of which even long-time employees have never entered. Local workers and residents have whispered about unexplained activity for years. Night shift workers report lights coming from wings that don't appear on any architectural plans. Delivery drivers are sent to loading docks that vanish from satellite imagery. City records from the 1940s don't align with what physically exists, suggesting certain expansions were never officially documented. Some inspectors even claim entire sections may have been built without permits, or without oversight at all. Internally, these areas are marked only by numbers. Room 47B, Section Delta 7, the underground vault. These aren't ordinary storage rooms. They've been sealed for decades, with access granted only to a few under contracts so strict they require legal interpretation. Entire cabinets are said to hold nothing but confidentiality paperwork, some written in deliberately dense legalese. Security at these sites is no less intense. Long before biometric systems became mainstream, Ferrari installed scanners, motion detectors, and environmental monitors in rooms that supposedly held nothing. The power grid supporting this surveillance runs separately from the main facility, with backup generators and isolated systems that require their own maintenance crews, each one vetted through extensive background checks. Former employees rarely speak openly. Most are still bound by non-disclosure agreements, but in off-the-record conversations, some have hinted at strange experiences, corridors that seem to lead nowhere, the hum of machines in supposedly empty rooms, and glimpses of equipment through cracked doors that clearly aren't meant for building cars. Whatever Ferrari is protecting in these original buildings, it goes far beyond proprietary car parts. And while the brand may be known for speed and innovation, what's happening behind closed doors in Maranello moves at its own pace, slow, deliberate, and hidden. What they found inside Enzo Ferrari's old factory challenges everything we thought we knew about the man who built an empire on speed and perfection. The discovery began with a routine renovation project in 2023, when workers were updating the electrical systems in the oldest wing of the complex. What they uncovered behind a false wall would send shockwaves through the automotive world and reveal why Ferrari has been so protective of its inner sanctum. The implications of this discovery go far beyond mere corporate secrets. They touch on the very foundation of Ferrari's legendary status and explain why certain rooms in the factory have remained off-limits for over 7 decades. The Forbidden Archive. Behind an unmarked door in the oldest section of the Maranello complex lies what Ferrari insiders call the Archive, a climate-controlled vault that houses more than just blueprints and photographs. This mysterious chamber, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the sprawling industrial facility, had remained sealed and undisturbed for nearly 8 decades. When renovation workers accidentally breached the sealed entrance in late 2023 while updating the facility's electrical infrastructure, they discovered something that defied all expectations about what a car manufacturer would keep hidden for 8 decades. The room itself is a marvel of preservation engineering that rivals the most sophisticated museum storage facilities. Hospital-grade air filtration systems maintain perfect temperature and humidity levels around the clock, operating with the precision of a pharmaceutical clean room. Specialized lighting prevents any deterioration of the contents within, utilizing advanced LED technology that eliminates harmful UV radiation while providing optimal illumination. Multiple backup power systems ensure continuous operation, while seismic stabilizers protect against even the slightest vibrations that could damage delicate materials. But it's not the preservation technology that makes this discovery so shocking. It's what's being preserved with such extraordinary care and attention to detail. This wasn't just automotive history. It was a complete record of Enzo Ferrari's secret obsession with aerodynamics and physics that went far beyond anything needed for car manufacturing. The archive contains over 15,000 handwritten pages of calculations, sketches, and theories that read more like advanced aerospace engineering than automotive design documents. Each document is carefully catalogued and stored in archival quality folders, organized with a systematic precision that reveals the methodical nature of Ferrari's research methodology. These weren't rough notes or casual observations scribbled during moments of inspiration. Every page bears the meticulous handwriting of Enzo Ferrari himself, executed with the careful precision of a trained scientist, filled with complex mathematical equations that explore concepts decades ahead of their time. Wind resistance calculations that wouldn't be commonly used in Formula One until the 1970s fill notebooks dated from the 1940s, complete with detailed diagrams and experimental data. Aerodynamic theories that mirror modern computational fluid dynamics cover blackboards that have been preserved exactly as Enzo left them, protected behind specially designed glass cases that maintain their pristine condition. But perhaps most shocking of all is the discovery of scale models, hundreds of them meticulously arranged on specially constructed shelves that demonstrate concepts never seen in any Ferrari vehicle. These aren't car models, they're aircraft designs, rocket configurations, and what appear to be early conceptual drawings for space vehicle aerodynamics. Each model is meticulously crafted from various materials, including aluminum, wood, and early plastics, and annotated with performance data that suggests they were more than just theoretical exercises, but actual prototypes tested in primitive wind tunnel experiments. The implications are staggering for automotive historians and engineering experts alike. While the world knew Enzo Ferrari as a passionate racing enthusiast who built beautiful cars, the archive reveals a man whose scientific curiosity extended far beyond terrestrial transportation into realms of physics and engineering that were barely understood by contemporary scientists. His private library contains first-edition textbooks on rocket propulsion, correspondence with aerospace engineers from around the world, and detailed studies of jet engine technology that wouldn't become publicly available for years after his private research began. This explains the legendary secrecy surrounding certain areas of the Ferrari facility that employees were forbidden to enter. This suggests that the company's founder was conducting research that went far beyond automotive applications, possibly exploring technologies that could revolutionize multiple industries. The precision and advanced thinking evident in these documents provide insight into why Ferrari vehicles have always seemed to possess an almost otherworldly attention to aerodynamic detail that competitors struggled to replicate. The discovery raises profound questions about the true scope of Enzo Ferrari's genius and whether his automotive achievements were simply one application of a much broader scientific vision that the world has never fully understood. The White Room. In the sterile heart of the Ferrari factory lies a chamber that employees simply call the White Room, a space so pristine that it makes operating theaters look casual. Here, Ferrari's most powerful engines are assembled by hand with precision that borders on the obsessive. But what they found inside this sacred space reveals a level of perfection that goes beyond anything previously imagined in automotive manufacturing. The White Room operates under protocols that would make NASA engineers nod in approval. Every surface is cleaned with pharmaceutical-grade solvents. The air is filtered through multiple stages to remove particles smaller than a human hair. Workers undergo a 20-minute decontamination process before entering, and every tool is sterilized and individually inspected under magnification. But the shocking discovery wasn't about the cleanliness standards. It was about what happens to the engines after they are assembled. Hidden beneath the main assembly floor, accessible only through a concealed elevator, lies a testing facility that defies conventional understanding of automotive engineering. The White Room housed testing equipment that can simulate conditions no road car would ever encounter. Wind tunnels capable of generating speeds exceeding 400 miles per hour. Pressure chambers that replicate atmospheric conditions found at altitudes of 50,000 feet. Temperature chambers that can cycle between Arctic cold and desert heat in minutes. The most shocking revelation came from examining the testing logs. Every Ferrari engine, every single one, undergoes evaluation protocols that test performance parameters far beyond what any terrestrial application would require. The data sheets reveal testing for gravitational variations, extreme atmospheric pressure changes, and temperature fluctuations that mirror the conditions of high-altitude flight or even space travel. Why would a car manufacturer test engines under conditions they would never encounter on Earth's surface? The answer lies in Enzo Ferrari's obsession with absolute perfection and his belief that true engineering excellence could only be achieved by pushing beyond the limits of practical necessity. The testing protocols explain why Ferrari engines have always possessed a reliability and performance consistency that seems almost supernatural. When an engine can perform flawlessly in conditions that would destroy conventional automotive power plants, normal driving becomes almost trivial by comparison. This philosophy of extreme over-engineering has been Ferrari's secret weapon for decades. Perhaps the most unbelievable aspect of this discovery is the documentation of collaboration with aerospace contractors. Testing data from the hidden facility shows coordination with companies involved in high-altitude aircraft development and early space exploration programs. The implications suggest that Ferrari's engine technology has been contributing to applications far beyond sports cars and racing vehicles. What they found inside Enzo Ferrari's old factory reveals that the White Room isn't just a hub building car engines. It's about pushing the boundaries of what internal combustion technology can achieve under the most extreme conditions imaginable. This dedication to impossible standards explains why Ferrari has maintained its position at the pinnacle of automotive excellence for over 7 decades. The underground vault. As it turns out, the Forbidden Archive and the White Room are but the least shocking of what was found in Ferrari's old factory. Enzo Ferrari kept a hidden lair, known as the underground vault. It was a subterranean complex that very few people knew existed until the 2023 renovation uncovered its entrance. What they found inside this underground vault challenges everything we thought we knew about Ferrari's relationship with automotive history and reveals a collection that goes far beyond mere nostalgia or corporate memorabilia. The chamber, accessed only through a hidden panel behind Enzo's preserved desk, contains what can only be described as evidence of one of World War II's most dangerous and closely guarded secrets. The walls are lined not with automotive blueprints, but with resistance maps, covert communication codes, and documentation of operations that risked everything Enzo Ferrari had built. What renovation workers discovered was proof of Ferrari's most extraordinary achievement, one that had nothing to do with horsepower or racing victories. During World War II, while operating under the name Auto Avio Costruzioni, Enzo Ferrari was running a double game that would have meant certain execution if discovered. Officially, his factory aided Germany and Benito Mussolini's government, but behind closed doors, under cover of darkness, Ferrari was manufacturing and repairing weapons for the Italian resistance. The hidden chamber contained detailed records of nighttime operations that transformed the Maranello factory into a clandestine hub of anti-fascist activity. Production schedules showed legitimate automotive work during daylight hours, while coded entries revealed weapons manufacturing that took place when official inspectors weren't present. The precision and timing required to maintain this deception demonstrated organizational skills that would later serve Ferrari well in the competitive world of motorsports. Among the most shocking discoveries were personal testimonies from factory workers who risked their lives to support the resistance movement. These documents reveal that Ferrari's legendary attention to detail and operational security weren't just about building better cars. They were survival skills developed during the most dangerous period of his life. The same meticulous planning that would later make Ferrari racing teams unbeatable was first applied to operations where a single mistake meant death. The documentation shows Ferrari smuggling political figures to safety, coordinating with partisan networks across northern Italy, and using his industrial connections to funnel tools and equipment to resistance fighters. His factory wasn't just producing automotive components, it was a lifeline for those fighting against fascist occupation. This explains the culture of secrecy that has surrounded Ferrari for decades. The compartmentalized security, the need-to-know basis for information sharing, and the absolute loyalty demanded from employees all originated from wartime necessity. What appears to be corporate paranoia is actually the continuation of operational security protocols that once meant the difference between life and death. Historian and researcher David Manton. released documentaries of Ferrari's private archives that confirm these revelations. His research, published in Enzo Ferrari's Secret War, provided the key to understanding coded references found throughout the factory's wartime records. The evidence shows specific missions, resistance networks, and covert operations that transformed Ferrari from an industrialist into a covert operator risking everything for Italian freedom. Perhaps most remarkably, the hidden chamber contained original communications between Ferrari and resistance leaders, written in codes that remained unbroken for over 70 years. These messages depict a man whose commitment to fighting oppression matched his later dedication to automotive excellence. The same passion and precision that would create legendary racing cars first served a far more crucial purpose. The revelation reframes everything we thought we knew about Ferrari's post-war success. The company's rise wasn't just about engineering brilliance, it was about applying wartime survival skills to peacetime competition. Ferrari's legendary ability to outmaneuver competitors, maintain operational secrecy, and inspire absolute loyalty from employees, all traced back to lessons learned during the most dangerous chapter of European history. Ultimately, Ferrari's old factory was a labyrinth of all of Enzo's deepest obsessions, and this discovery proves that Ferrari's greatest victory happened long before any checkered flag was waved. The living legacy. While the world has been captivated by the historical discoveries within Ferrari's hidden chambers, the most profound revelation came from understanding that these secrets aren't relics of the past. They're the foundation of an ongoing mission that continues to this day. The true shock isn't just about what Enzo Ferrari accomplished decades ago, but about how his vision continues to shape projects that won't see public light for years to come. Deep within the modern sections of the Maranello complex, behind security protocols that make the historical archives seem accessible by comparison, Ferrari maintains research facilities that operate under the same principles Enzo established in his secret chambers. The company's current engineering teams work on projects that span multiple decades, with some initiatives planned to reach completion well into the 2040s and beyond. While the public sees the launch of new road cars and Formula One developments, these represent only the visible portion of engineering efforts that encompass transportation technologies most people haven't even imagined yet. Current Ferrari research teams are exploring propulsion systems that go far beyond traditional internal combustion or even electric powertrains. The company maintains partnerships with universities and research institutions worldwide, funding studies into magnetic levitation, plasma propulsion, and energy systems that could revolutionize not just automotive transportation, but movement itself. These aren't theoretical exercises, they're fully funded development programs with dedicated facilities and specialized personnel. The financial structure supporting these efforts is as ingenious as the engineering itself. Every Ferrari sold generates revenue that flows into research accounts designated for projects that may not produce marketable results for decades. The company has essentially created a self-sustaining innovation ecosystem where today's customers unknowingly fund tomorrow's transportation breakthroughs. This is unbelievable. Ferrari's current research extends into areas that challenge conventional understanding of what an automotive company should be exploring. Materials science projects focus on substances that could make current carbon fiber seem primitive. Aerodynamics research explores concepts that would be more applicable to spacecraft than terrestrial vehicles. Energy storage systems under development promise power densities that could transform not just transportation, but entire industries. The human element of these ongoing projects provides the most compelling evidence of Ferrari's continued commitment to Enzo's original vision. Engineers working on the most advanced projects describe a culture where impossible goals are simply starting points for innovation. The company actively recruits talent from aerospace, defense, and theoretical physics programs, creating interdisciplinary teams that approach transportation challenges from angles that pure automotive engineering could never achieve. Documentation reveals that Ferrari's modern research philosophy maintains the same secrecy protocols that protected Enzo's original innovations. Projects are compartmentalized so that even senior engineers understand only their specific contributions to larger initiatives. This approach ensures that the full scope of Ferrari's technological capabilities remains hidden while allowing the company to maintain its competitive advantages across multiple decades. Ferrari's current road cars and racing vehicles represent a deliberate restraint of available technology rather than the cutting edge of engineering capability. The company possesses technical solutions that could dramatically advance automotive performance, but chooses to introduce innovations gradually to maintain market stability and regulatory compliance. Current Ferrari employees speak of working with technologies that feel decades ahead of anything available elsewhere in the automotive industry. They describe testing facilities that simulate conditions no Earth-based vehicle would encounter and performance standards that exceed what current materials and manufacturing processes should theoretically support. This ongoing commitment